What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today we're actually going to be doing a live playthrough of the brand new Grand Voyage against the Baratie against Hawkeye's Mihawk. Now, this, in my opinion, is probably one of the easier Grand Voyages, to be honest, because they are aiming you to go ahead and use slashes and int characters, which you don't have a lot of amazing characters in that realm. First of all, I want to give a massive shout out to Snafkin, which is one of the best JP One Piece Treasure Cruise content creators, an absolute mad lad, crazy grinder, very, very good player. I'll leave a link to his socials down below in the description of the video. He is the original creator of the team. I was in a call actually with Captain Pappy, Vang, Stumpty, Gotcha. We're trying to figure out a team to actually work against this Grand Voyage. We got relatively close, but then Snafkin uploaded this, and this team is phenomenal. And honestly, if you are looking to beat it, this team is going to get the job done. Now, you can see I have a lot of investments. I used a lot of materials to level up these characters to 150. I don't know if you actually need to do that, but one thing that I would say is definitely going to be required is level limit breaks for Zoro, because this guy is really strong. I also limit break expanded my Zoro to give him the buffed captain ability, which allows you to get the massive attack multiplier with the captain getting a 4.5 boost, but if you have a dex or an int slot, you get a further 1.2 bonus damage boost, so that gives you a lot of additional damage there. So the limit break expansion plus with the level limit break special has a lot of amazing buffs here, mainly the 2.25 attack, and if you hit 3 perfects you get the 2.5 attack in the following turn, but it also goes on to state that if you have a Mihawk or a Perona on your crew or set as the support for this character, you also get color affinity for 3 turns, so that's going to be quite vital, as well as we will need color affinity in the final stage to give us a little bit of a damage increase. We are using the friend captain Mihawk, which allows us to use his super type. His super type is going to be very clutch on one of the stages. Now, another character that we have with level limit break is going to be V2 Fujitora. This character essentially has never been good for any content until now, because his special ability will allow us to change slots, which is going to be somewhat useful as we get a little bit later on into the quest, but mainly because he gives us a 3.5 chain lock for 3 turns. When you reach the final stage, you actually are not allowed to, there is going to be an effect where you have to have a chain between 3 and 4 times, and also the fact that if you activate any chain buff on the last stage, you get debuffs. So you need to have a character such as this that can give you a chain lock on the previous stage that you can carry into the last stage. Now, we do have Roger and Newgate on the team as well. They are going to be exceptional here, mainly due to their special ability that can make any attack or orb boost be buffed depending on who you use. Mainly, we're going to be using the Newgate early to give us the 3 times orb boost for multiple turns. There is also a death hit that will occur, which is why we have Trafalgar Law on the team. His special ability, if we use the special, we basically can't be KO'd for 1 turn, allowing us to get around that debuff. And also Rayleigh with the Whitey Bay support, allowing us to get around a lot of turns of Bind and Despair. Going to be very, very clutch. Now, in terms of those supports, we have the Kizaru support that attaches to Fujitora, removing 1 turn of burn and paralysis. And then, of course, we have the support of Beppo attaching to Law to get rid of 1 turn of damage threshold, along with the support of this Chopper attaching to Zoro to remove an additional 2 turns of damage threshold. Jozu on the Roger and Newgate to get around some attack down. But I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the content. And here we go, versus Hawkeye's Mihawk. We are good to go. Battle number 1, we have Nami, who's going to allow us to get some Dex and Int slots. So any slot that isn't Dex or Int is going to be changed into either a Dex or Int slot. So we have the super type ready for Mihawk, and you see that we get 7 turns of an orb boost for our int characters. Now, I believe it's a 1.1 orb boost, but this is where Roger and Newgate are going to be very good. We can switch and then use the special ability of Roger and Newgate, which is going to change the orb boost that is given to us to a 3 times orb boost. Now, the way that the team is going to work is that this orb boost is going to expire when we reach the last stage, which actually works out pretty well because, of course, we do have the Law special ability, which does give us another orb boost on the final stage, as well as preventing us from being KO'd. So it's pretty important that we actually have that. Also, this special animation, I absolutely love it. It's so good. Don't get to see it too often, but it's such a good special animation. So that is going to alter the orb boost now to a 3 times orb boost. We get the color affinity, but it doesn't really matter too much here. And of course, with Mihawk as a captain, we need to make sure that we do hit our perfects. That is going to be important. Also, one thing I'm noticing, I actually forgot to change the ship. We probably should be using the Aura Jackson ship instead of the Whale Sharks, but I don't think it's really going to make that much of a difference in the end of the day. Alright, so now we're on this stage, and once again, we basically just want to kill. There's like not really much else that needs to be done here. Starting with Roger Newgate, because they don't really do any damage. Beautiful. Now we reach Battle 3. So Battle 3, this is where a lot of people are probably going to struggle, and in our team building processes that we were trying to figure out, this stage was definitely kind of troublesome to get around. So we do have the 3 times orb boost, which is definitely going to help us here. But, so what happens here is that the Roger Newgate are now no longer in their dual form, so we can actually switch them back into Roger, so that we have another type advantageous unit. And we also get an attack boost by providing that switch too. We do still have that orb boost, the 3 times orb boost, which is great. But here we can go ahead and use the super class, or the super type, should we say, of Mihawk, which changes all of our slots into matching. So clutch, allowing us to get around this stage very, very easily. So with that, we should just be comfortably be able to kill this stage without too many qualms. Boom. And now we move on to battle number 4. So battle 4, we get hit with a lot of paralysis, but Mihawk's captain ability actually removes paralysis for us, which is fantastic. And this is where we're going to set up some of our specials that are going to be carried into the final boss stage, mainly looking at Fujitora and Zoro here. So the paralysis is going to be removed, but one thing you can see is that essentially all type slots and recovery slots are treated as badly matching. But of course, if we're aiming to use int and dex slots, then that's not really going to be that much of an issue anyway. We also get hit with attack down and burn, but that's where the Kizaru and the Jozu supports are going to be pretty clutch to remove those 2 effects for us. And now we can go ahead and use Fujitora special. So Fujitora here is going to be able to give us a full board of matching slots, and it also gives that 3.5 chain lock for 3 turns, so we can carry that chain lock into the last stage. However, there is a caveat to it, and that if you use any orb changing effect on this stage, they're going to change all of your slots into block, which typically is pretty bad. However, one thing that we have realized is that this interrupt that occurs that changes your slots after a slot change only occurs once. So if you have another special, like Zoro Level Limit Break, for example, that is able to change your slots again, then they're not going to react to it this time around, which is great. Now remember, Zoro is going to give us an attack boost on this stage, and if we hit 3 perfects, we'll get another attack boost on the last stage. But also, because we have a Mihawk on the team, we get a 3-turn color affinity boost for the squad, which is going to be very clutch. So we have color affinity and a chain lock that's being carried over multiple stages. The chopper support being able to remove 2 turns of that threshold. We have the support on Law. When we hit a perfect with him, that's going to remove another additional turn of that threshold. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and do this damage. Boom, hit those 3 perfects at least, so that when we reach the last stage, Zoro's attack boost is going to be active. Now this is kind of interesting too, that this last stage only has like 1 unit. Well, technically it is 2 units, but like this other unit here is essentially whatever. So it is literally just Mihawk by himself, which makes things a lot easier. So we get hit with a lot of turns of despair, which is not really good. And a lot of turns of bind and more paralysis and stuff. So this is where Rayleigh is very important, because Rayleigh will be able to remove essentially all of these debuffs for us. And also there is this other little debuff that occurs, that any slot that is given to you is changed into a dex slot, or any colored slot is changed into a dex slot, which is kind of interesting. So Rayleigh's special here is going to be able to remove the bind, the despair, and the paralysis. And of course we do have Whitey Bay to remove an additional 2 turns of those debuffs, which is kind of important. And we don't even need to use the Mihawk special here, which is pretty good. Law special, as we said, is going to give us the orb boost and also the resilience buff for the crew, so that when we actually kill Mihawk, he's not going to do the death damage to us, which is obviously a good thing. Haven't seen this special animation in a while, I'll say that. Alright, so that's going to be activated, and here we have an attack, 2.5 attack, 2.25 orbs, 3.5 chain, we have the resilience buff, we have a color affinity buff, it's a 2x color affinity, and I think with all that being said, we should be good to go. Remember though, do not last tap with Roger Newgate, because their last tap will add a certain value to your chain multiplier, which will put you above the threshold for the attack down chain effect, so make sure to not actually do that. I was trying to tap on it, but I can't actually tap on it, but either way, let's go ahead and secure this victory. Let's get it. You absolutely love to see it. A very comfortable win, and it's essentially non-RNG related either. So that's pretty awesome to see. So once again, shout out to Snafkin for providing this team comp. It's absolutely amazing. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up and see all the rewards that we get. So once again, continuing on the trend of killing all of these Grand Voyages, which is fantastic. Alright, congratulations. We get some additional bounty. And here we go. We clear the quest. And there's where you gotta use int, you gotta use a slasher, and you have to have Zor on your crew. We got more berries, we got a lot of boosters, not a lot of boosters, but it's a little bit, and some level limit break posters, of course. And then when you reach the 40th level, you get all these rewards. There's also rewards given to you on level 37, so this is the cumulative rewards of level 37 and level 40. So more additional bounty, some gems, and also some pretty rare tablets there too. And congratulations, prepare for the next Grand Voyage. So we don't know what the next one's going to be, but it's going to be occurring probably like literally as the new year starts. So we'll have to wait and see what that's all about. But anyways, that is going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you guys want to stay up to date with all the content that I post on the channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.